So, if it wasn't apparent enough already, Black Ops 4 Zombies is my favorite zombies game. I love the maps, I love the Easter eggs, and I love the gameplay as well. It's also no secret that Black Ops 4 made a lot of changes that people don't like, which I also completely understand, but to me, it doesn't really hinder the experience in my opinion. But if there's one feature from Black Ops 4 that I feel like deserves way more appreciation, it's the difficulty mode, because I honestly think it's one of the most underrated features of this entire game, and I feel like modern zombies would also benefit from a feature like this. So today, I wanted to talk about difficulty modes in Black Ops 4 and why Treyarch should honestly consider bringing them back for future titles. Now, Black Ops 4 was all about going back to the drawing board and trying to change a lot of stuff that we knew from previous games, and one of those things they were trying to change and fix was the difficulty, because essentially in the older games, besides from a few Black Ops 2 maps, you didn't really have any difficulty modes, which meant no matter what kind of player you were, the game got harder and harder no matter what anyway. Then you have Black Ops 3, where you could argue the game became way too easy with the addition of like gobblegums and stuff like that, and the fact that high rounds just became a lot easier in Black Ops 3 in general. But with Black Ops 4, they essentially decided to let the player decide how hard they want the game to be instead. You have 4 different difficulty modes in Black Ops 4 Zombies. The first one is casual, which you might hear the word casual and be like, why would I ever play that? But that's exactly the reason why it's in the game in the first place. Because casual mode wasn't necessarily designed for the hardcore player in mind. It was more designed for the average person that just wants to hop on and shoot zombies after an average day of work or something. It essentially makes the game a lot easier, where you'll spawn in with 250 HP right at spawn, which is essentially 5 hits of damage. Zombies are also a lot slower and a lot weaker as well, meaning that you can essentially use an unpack-a-punch gun for later in the round since they have less health in the casual mode. The only issue I have with casual in Black Ops 4 is it's kind of a missed opportunity to not allow you to do Easter eggs in the casual mode. Like, I get the developers want you to complete the Easter egg a certain way and stuff like that, but at the same time, it would have been nice to have the Easter egg enabled in the casual mode. That way, it would have given casual players more of a chance to be able to figure out more of these Easter eggs. Because Black Ops 4 especially is the game that could have benefited from some sort of directed mode, or at least a casual mode for Easter eggs. It is also really weird to me that it is literally the only difficulty mode where Easter eggs are disabled for some reason. Because imagine if you have a friend that wants to play Black Ops 4 and do an Easter egg or something, and they want to play the casual mode because it's a lot easier for them, only to find out that you cannot do Easter eggs on the casual mode. It kind of just doesn't make any sense, and they had the perfect opportunity here to get more casual people into wanting to play Black Ops 4 Zombies. But other than that, if you're literally just going for high rounds and stuff like that, this is the perfect mode for newer players in my opinion. And then obviously you have the normal mode, which is the mode most people play when they play Black Ops 4 Zombies. It's basically like a normal difficulty where it's less hand-holdy and you get punished a little bit more for the mistakes that you make. You also spawn in with a little bit less health at 200 instead of 250, and the zombies are a little bit stronger in this mode compared to the casual mode. Normal is the one I personally prefer to play, obviously, since it's like the main experience of the game pretty much. It's also just the perfect middle ground between casual and hardcore in my opinion. It's also the mode you're gonna want to play since it's the easiest mode that has Easter eggs enabled as well. The match also starts really easy and then gets more and more difficult the more you progress, which I think is the perfect difficulty in my opinion. You also have the hardcore mode, obviously, for people that want a much more hardcore experience from this game. It's definitely a much harder experience as you have even less health at 150 compared to 200. which essentially is equivalent to not having Jug in Black Ops 3. The zombies also get quicker and stronger much faster and way earlier in the match. The game definitely becomes a little more risky, and you definitely have to think about the decisions you make a little bit more. And if you're a crazy person, there's realistic mode, which is basically for the more experienced zombies players, in my opinion. This one is definitely interesting, as you only get 50 health in this mode, which means one hit means a game over. This mode also gives you no self revives either, meaning that if you want to get self revives, you'll have to play a map where you have trials that can give you free self revives or something. This mode is so difficult, especially since the zombies are like so fast in Black Ops 4. Like, you really have to keep your distance from them in this mode. And I honestly think it's great because it makes the whole entire game feel intense literally from round one. You also literally cannot take a single hit of damage, so you really have to also make sure you're being careful with your movement and positioning as well. Like, if you're not that great at like training zombies and stuff like that, this mode is definitely not for you. But I honestly absolutely love it because, like I said, the games feel really damn intense because every little single decision matters to the point where if you mess up even once, it's a game over. I don't know. I personally think realistic is great, and it's also a great mode for the experienced zombie player, like I said, that really wants a challenge. People have literally completed full Easter eggs in realistic mode, which honestly, I don't understand how they do it, but props to them because realistic is pretty damn difficult. It's a great feature in my opinion because for those brand new players that are brand new to Black Ops 4 zombies, they have that casual mode to kind of help them and hold their hand a little bit through some of the high rounds and stuff. But like I said, it's kind of stupid in my opinion that you can't do Easter eggs in the casual mode whatsoever. Like, I'm pretty sure there's even a Easter egg completion counter for it, so I don't understand why they didn't just do it, to be honest. But you do have the normal standard mode where you can do all the Easter eggs and stuff, so I guess it's not too bad. It just would have been a little bit nice to have a little bit more of a casual way to do Easter eggs in this game. But either way, difficulty modes are a pretty big W, and I'm honestly shocked that they did not bring these back for future games. I don't know if not enough people just didn't use the difficulty modes or what. I will also say too that it does kind of suck that you just can't do any of these difficulty modes in like a public match or anything, because imagine playing realistic mode in a public match. I feel like the games would last like 5 seconds, but I feel like some of those games would be pretty funny. I don't know why you can't play difficulty modes in public matches or anything, to be honest. It's just really weird. Now, I know I'm going to have some people in the comments talking about how curse mode and directed mode are basically difficulty modes in some way. And while I can understand that argument, I also kind of disagree, as they're two completely different things in my opinion. Because all realistic mode and hardcore mode do in Black Ops 4 is basically just make the game a little bit harder, and that's it. Whereas Cursed is basically this whole separate mode with a little bit different mechanics where it doesn't really make the game harder until you find relics, which most of these relics are absolutely abysmal to try and acquire in the first place. And then all directed mode is literally just a mode that guides you through the Easter egg, and that's literally it. Like, there's also like a 2-hour limit anyway, so you can't even be in the match for super long to begin with. You know what I mean? It just requires you to do extra steps and play a whole extra separate mode and have to do these tedious side quests to look for relics just to get a harder version of zombies. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate curse mode, but it's also not like a difficulty mode or like a difficulty setting, if you know what I mean. Even Black Ops 2 somewhat had difficulty settings. Like, even something like that would go a long way. Like I said, curse mode is fine, but it's not a great solution for difficulty modes in my opinion. And that's why Black Ops 4 is one of my favorite games, is because because you can literally pick and choose to play any way you want. Like, if you want to play a more hardcore version of zombies, you can do that. Or if you want to pick a more easier mode that's more casual and laid back, you can do that as well. Especially since if modern zombies is all about player choice, well, it would be nice to give the player the choice to determine how easy or difficult they want their match to be. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, just giving the players more choices to customize options the way they want to is less the developers having to worry about trying to please everyone. And I think difficulty modes were the perfect balance in my opinion. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think of difficulty modes in Black Ops 4. Do you think they were good and Treyarch should bring something like this back? Or do you think difficulty modes were absolutely pointless? All right, that's all I got for this video. See ya.